Give me 1 second. That the volume is good. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Give me 1 second. And we're gonna be revising a topic, to be here. Or the topic, and tactics. We're gonna be just give me 1 moment as I fix my technical difficulties. Let's hope 1 moment as I fix my technical difficulties. Oh, let's hope 1 moment as I fix my tech. There we go. I think my voice was echoing.
I think we should be live now.
Oops. Oh my goodness. Usually it's not like this then. Let's try to. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is get the chat going, and then I will be able to at least communicate with you. There we go. Alrighty. Finally, back on track. So today we're just going to be doing some tactics together. Some of them easier than others, but what I'm going to try and do is, even if you're getting it really, really quickly, I'm going to try and explain it. I'm trying to go through it, and we're basically just going to be doing it together. But we'll start with, really, really easy ones. But welcome to everyone who has just joined us. There we go. Cool. And we are ready. So this is the first tactic, and the theme that we are going to be revising will be forks and double attacks. Now, maybe the more trickier ones that I really thoroughly enjoy that I've added may not follow this theme. We will definitely be having some fun together, and I'll let you know who it is to move. Usually the color at the bottom, or at least, okay, this is the middle game. It's easy to see that we have black pieces. We're going to be moving for black pieces here. So at every position, I'm going to try and stop, and you'll have to help me out in solving it. So I'm going to try and have all the chats open. See if I can do that. There we go. Awesome. So this is the first position. You can take a look and you can try and give me an answer. It's black to move. What we want to try and do here is not look for a checkmate or an immediate checkmate. Tactics are usually, it could be checks, it could be going for a checkmate, it could be winning material, it could just be gaining an advantage. That is the really cool thing about tactics. But in this particular position, we're not going for mate. What we have to do is look for forceful moves. The first forceful move that we will be focusing on are checks, second captures, and attacking moves, third in order of importance. So at the moment I'm trying to get the Chess24 chat open. Let's hope I can find it. Watch. Okay, I guess not. We'll just have Twitch open. So the first answer is, you probably guessed it by now, Queen to a4. And the reason we are playing queen a4 is because you are placing a double attack. I don't know if this would be considered a fork or whether... Oh, thank you so much, Joker. I don't know if this will be considered a fork or just a double attack. Our forks are just with a knight. There we go. I have my stream up. I've at least muted the desktop audio so you won't be able to hear anything that I hear, which is a good thing. Good evening. Good evening, guys. There we go. At least I can see your comments. Thank you for being patient with me. And there we go. Awesome stuff. It's good to have both chats open because previously I didn't and I wasn't able to see all the comments. Then at least now I am. Queen a4 exactly here, and queen a4 here is going to place an attack, like I said, on both rooks. So let's do this. Great. Okay, and here of course white doesn't have a good defense. Maybe I'm not too sure what the best move here is, so maybe rook to e1, or let's see. It even suggests here queen b1, which is not any better. We just chop the rook off and we're ready for the next one. Alrighty, so the next tactic is over here. We have black to move again, and like I said, in order of forceful moves or in order of importance, we have to look at number 1, checks, number 2, captures, and number 3, attacking moves. So that was what we have to look at here. And I would suggest looking for maybe a few good moves. I know the answer is probably really obvious to you right now, but you're going to spot at least 3 good moves, and these options are otherwise known as candidate moves. And I'm pretty sure you have heard of the term candidate moves before. And what candidate moves do, it just provides a couple options so that you don't analyze maybe 20 different variations in a given position. I mean, if you don't have a lot of time on the clock, especially playing in a tournament, and I know a lot of the online events, including the Olympiad, will have maybe a rapid time control with about 15 minutes. You won't find a lot of online tournaments with that extensive long time control. Just to speed things on a little bit, I know OTB, you'll find a lot of classical tournaments, but even in such tournaments, you could get in time trouble. Maybe it took you a while to get to this position, and suddenly you find yourself low on time and you don't really know how to approach this position. You got to start looking for candidate moves, otherwise known as options. So let's try to find a few candidate moves in this position, given what we know being the forceful moves and it being a tactic. How would you approach it? When you approach positions, if you don't always see the solution immediately, how do you go about looking for the solution? Was this, i.e., look for pieces that aren't protected? Yes, exactly. I would definitely say so. Look for pieces that aren't protected. Look for ways to target the king, because usually you have maybe an opportunity to win a piece, but there could be a better move on the board where maybe there's a mate in 2 or mate in 3. So just like good old Emanuel Lasker said, when you find a good move, wait and look for a better one. Gotta follow good old Emanuel Lasker's advice. If I'm misquoting, do correct me. I have a lot of tabs open right now. I'm not sure if there's a lag or if you can hear me properly. I really hope that you can hear me properly. Right? Okay. And and let's continue. So what is the answer? Not gone. Bishop d5. That would be this square over here. What would the bishop be doing on d5? Is it attacking anything? It's not really forcing your opponent to make a direct decision. So what would the bishop be doing on b5? Let's take a look at bishop d5. We have bishop d5. And now, I mean, yes, the bishop has some range, but have we fully taken advantage of the position that we were given? So if we go back to this one over here, we have a plan. That's good. What is the plan? What is the plan? Exactly. That is e4. Exactly. And it's very unfortunate for the white pieces that we are attacking both queen and king, placing a double attack on both of them and winning the queen, in fact. So here in this position, white will have to take the bishop and we will just win the queen. Ready for the next one? I am. Yes. And here we have white to move. White to move. And again, we're going to look for opportunities. Keeping in mind the topic, forks and double attacks. Forks and double attacks. Let's put this over here. From Mexico City, that is amazing. Amazing. And we have bow ties with us as well. GG. That's a good one. I like that. I'm glad you guys are finding it really, really quickly. Let's see. Alrighty. Hola. I don't speak Spanish, but I can try to greet in Spanish. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? And that is as far as I can go, unfortunately. I promise to work on my Spanish, though. Am I going to visit Colombia one day? I've never been to North America or South America. But it's really great. Chess can definitely take you places. I've had the fortunate opportunity of visiting 16 countries already, just with chess. And I'd like to think that tactics took me all the way, because even during school time, I would sit in class and do some tactics that my coach had given me, printouts, and I'd keep it hidden maybe underneath a novel that we were meant to be reading, or underneath a textbook that I was meant to be studying from. So you can definitely, I mean, tactics are obviously the easiest to work on, in my opinion, when it comes to chess. Endgame's the most difficult, but the most beneficial. Tactics can take you pretty far, I think. Just Melissa, hi. I'm new to chess. How do the pieces move? How pieces move? So I don't think that Melissa, we can show you how the pieces move, especially when you're a 1900 and still learning chess. You know, it's pretty tough. out there. My Russian accent is way better than my Spanish accent. Where am I from? I'm from South Africa, Port Elizabeth, South Africa. So if you had to look at the African continent, you go right to the bottom of the coastline. That is where I am, right at the bottom of Africa. So maybe South Africa is the African down under. Let's say that much. Thanks, Dave. Really, really appreciate it. Queen d8, exactly. So you guys found it, Queen d8. And the cool thing that Queen d8 is doing here is attacking on g5 and g8. And there's no way to defend both of them. So the king will move to h7, and the queen will simply chop off g5. Yes. Yes, you definitely have to visit South Africa. The World Youth, the World Youth Chess Championship took place in Durban, South Africa in 2014. I had the great opportunity of meeting a lot of junior players when I participated there. So that was great. Dive with the Sharks. Sure. There are a number of sharks on the South African coast. Okay, we're going on to the next position now. Here we go. And it is white to move. This one really stood out. I had a number of fork tactics and double attack tactics in front of me when I was selecting a few of them. And this one really caught my eye. I was like, oh my gosh. Because what I tried to do is not look at the solution immediately. I had the solution with me, but to figure it out myself. And it's like to see how easy or how difficult it was. So I've added some that I've studied, and I've added some that were provided as like examples and so on. So what we want to do again is take into account the forceful moves. So maybe what I can do here is try to add some text to the overlay so that you can see. There we go. It's gonna look really massive, but I'll resize it over here. Here we go. So this is really important when solving tactics. Forceful moves. Where shall we put that? I'm just going to leave it right here. Forceful moves, checks, captures, and attacking moves. Then I think I'll add another text that says there we go. I will add that. Maybe it's in no relation to this particular tactic, but it's definitely something we have to remember, keep in mind. There we go. Brilliant. I'm loving the guesses so far. This is harder, but rook d8 first. I like rook d8. Rook d8. Nice. Exactly. But what if king h7? So there's king g8 and there's king h7. Two moves that black has. What happens after king h7? King g8 is a natural... there's a natural response to king g8, so Let's just make some arrows. I'm not going to make the moves. Rook d8. Oh wait, king g8 is not possible. That's rook d8 and king h7. You can see that my brain is still waking up. Clearly, rook d8. Yes, king h7. Yeah, exactly. There's no king g8. Somehow in my mind it made sense, right? No, it's okay. Like it's my fault that. Oh, awesome! Thanks, Melissa. Alrighty. Exactly. So here we definitely want to play rook d8, and king h7 is the only move. So let's go back though. Try to solve it from the initial position. Loving the whole solution there, bow ties. Exactly. I'm gonna see if I can get the YouTube chat open as well. There we go. Loving it, Joker. Love to see it. Don't worry, I have the YouTube chat open as well. There we go. These are too easy? Oh my goodness. Luke is from Cape Town. Hey, Luke. Awesome. I'll try to keep this chat open as well. See if my computer can handle it. I really hope so. It's tough when you have a billion tabs open and trying to stream from a laptop. Give me a second. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. So here we have rook d8 first. Then we have king h7. And like you all suggested, there's g6. And g6 is a really nice move, sacrificing the pawn. And as you can see, check is the main way to go. Like we see on the screen, forceful moves. Then we have rook takes d5. Of course, king takes knight is not possible. Rook takes rook, and knight e7. Knight e7 is a beautiful fork between the rook and the king. Kinda obvious. Well, it will get more difficult, so you might want to eat your words. I didn't take the register. Okay, so let's go through the register and see if everyone is present, shall we? Yeah. Oh, there's another one that works. You suggested something else. An immediate g6. Yeah, so sometimes you have to take the move order that you have and see if it's the most forceful way to approach a position. Because usually, I mean, if you can play g6 here, maybe it's still... I don't think it works anymore. I don't think it works. Maybe... Is black not better here? Black can play f3, right? And it's over for white. No? Not f3. What is the move here that black can play? Let's see. Whoa, I would not expect that. So knight e3 is the move. He needs to play rook a8. No, I think not. Maybe there's an attack. Oh, knight e3, pawn takes, and rook takes here. Right? Surely. No? Mason one. Oh, it is obvious for a beginner. Sure. Rook d8 mate. And there has to be a check. Oh, right, there was mate in one on a rook d8, yes. Not the only move. f3, rook d8. Okay, but you don't have to make it too obvious for your opponent, maybe. g6, knight e3. Yes, exactly. So g6, knight e3, and maybe white doesn't get what he wants. So rook d8, of course, is the first priority. Alrighty. So we move on to the next one. Tactics everywhere. Here we go. White's move. And the question is, it's a question position. It does not come without any comments. This one is, can white capture on f7? Is it a good idea to capture on f7? Is it a good idea? Let's keep it highlighted. Maybe I can keep the square highlighted like this. Is that a good idea? Oh, it keeps disappearing. There we go. Damn, that 30-second rule. 30 seconds. I thought it was a 5-second rule with food. If you drop food on the floor, you get 5 seconds to pick it up, bow ties. 5, not 30. Otherwise you'll get the Rona. No. Okay, I like it. Keep it up. Wins the bishop on g4. Some people are saying yes. Some people are saying no. The question is, can you capture on f7 with the bishop? Joker, I did mention that I wasn't able to say that word on stream. So what I'm going to try and do is avoid saying it. And I hope you respect my choices. You know. Not a good idea. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more no's than I am yeses at this point. 95. So some of you are saying that in this position you have bishop f7, king f7, and knight g5, winning the bishop. But it is important to not overlook the fact that the queen is under attack, and black can then afford in this position to give the queen for the knight and win a piece. So let's take a look. Queen takes knight, bishop takes queen, bishop takes queen. There's a lot of exchanges. It's a lot to see. It's a lot of exchanges. I'm going to highlight in yellow the fact that white here has 2 minor pieces, the knight and the bishop, and black has 3. And that means one minor piece deficit for white, and it's not pleasant. So usually, I mean, it wasn't even forced to go for this tactic. There was nothing being forced in this position. All he has to do is play a simple move, probably like h3. h3 is normal. you don't want to outdo yourself or stretch. They usually say in dead drawn positions, the person who pushes harder to try and win the game is the one who's going to be on the back foot. He's going to fail. And I think some people can definitely relate to this, especially when playing obscure openings with no shots fired to anyone who is watching right now. Oh, okay. Matthias, I didn't know that it was one comment per 30 seconds. Is that probably to just reduce the, what's it called? I wouldn't refer to as spam. Maybe we should switch to Afrikaans. It was better trying knight c3. Knight c3 as well. I mean, this is just a normal opening position. I don't know, maybe I would attempt to play something like c3 in this position. c3, only because I really enjoy playing the Italian. c3 with maybe knight d2, knight f1, knight g3. This idea with the Italian. So what would you do here? Would you play knight c3? Or would you play c3? ... Well, I mean, like I said, the positions will get a little bit more difficult as we go along. There will be at some point a position that might take more than just 2 seconds to see, more than a minute to see. You might need to pack it out on a chessboard. I did one of the puzzles that I have. I did a couple years ago, and I swear it took me a few hours over several days to find the solution. The thing is, you go in motivated, you sit down, you're looking at the board. It's much better to pack it out on an actual chessboard, seeing it in 3D rather than 2D just on a computer screen, and moving around the pieces, you know, trying to visualize. You get frustrated, you get up, you walk away, you come back, more motivated the next time. But it's better to write down your analysis if you don't have a good memory. You see, 3D chess is where I draw the line. And then you get the existence of 5D chess, which I'm still trying to figure out. Oh my goodness. Educational, exactly, Dan. That's exactly how you spell it. Here for the education. And for like 1% of the banter. And black is up a piece, but okay. Yeah. Alright, so coming back. Here we are. There we go. I'll play h3 first according to black's response. I'll decide c3, knight c3, I think. Fair enough. I mean, it's not great already. Bishop g6 is good. In the previous position, if the bishop was sitting on g6. You mean with the bishop going back to, let's get this, bishop going back to g6? Sure. I mean, there's no problem. Probably you'd want the light squared bishop on this diagonal, but it's fine. It's chess. Spelling doesn't matter. Spelling always matters, Dan. Queen d8 was the move. Oh my word. Hey, Plantian human. There's a lot of noises. I think I should wait for it to pass, yeah? These are probably follow notifications right now. Pipette, do you want to tell me what happened? We're slowly invading. Did you guys speak about me in hashtag channel? How many different chats are you watching at the same time? So I'm watching YouTube, Twitch, and Just24. These are the chats I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm probably gonna put it on. This is what I'm hearing right now. Okay, now we can continue. Alright, the solution is always the same square. Are you sure, Elgren? I don't know. You believe that YouTube chat is the most important one? Fair enough. Fair enough. So, given the next position, what do you think the solution is? Exactly, it's Streamception, Dan. Streamception. Okay, so I already had a suggestion. Algren seems to believe that it's the same solution for every position, just a different situation of pieces. Yeah, exactly. So if you're not following CodeChess on Twitch, I suggest you do so. CodeChess on Twitch. Meant to be educational. Queen f4. Queen f4. What is the idea behind Queen f4? I like it. So Queen f4, I would say it sets up a really nice trap. It's definitely a me move, because I play a lot of attacking chess, or at least I like to think I do. And when you're attacking, you want to set up a lot of traps for your opponent, because you feel like you've outsmarted your opponent when you finally get them in a situation where maybe they've fallen for something you've set up, even if it's a cheapo. But we do not play hope chess. We do not hope our opponent doesn't see it. So here you want to go for forceful moves.